Hey, what's up? Doug Cunnington here. This is part of the course launch sequence. So this is like the behind the scenes stuff. This is day 2 of the launch. So it's the third video, I think. And a couple activities, I guess, happened in the last couple days through the launch sequence. I think I mentioned in the other videos, the launch sequence is like 5 days, right? So the course is open for enrollment for 5 days. And part of that is scarcity, so that people do make a decision to either get the course or not get the course. Now, the thing is, it also helps me like logistically. There's portions of the course that have like a group call, and that allows me to schedule the group call so that people have like a definitive start date and a definitive period of time in which they could consume the material and attend those inner circle calls, is what I call them. That is part of the reason we have the 5-day sequence. Now, for each one of the days, like an email is sent out. Part of that, again, is the fact that people are busy and they may not be able to read all the emails like every single day. I know even email lists where I am very interested in the content and I really like the person, I may not read every email from them, and I may not read them like the day that they come out. So maybe I come back to them later. And that is one of the reasons why I do send an email each one of the days. So yesterday, Monday, day 1 of the launch, I sent out an email. It was generally an announcement just to go check out like what I have to offer, and there's some information about the course in there as well. Today I sent out a case study to demonstrate what the course can do for you. And from a sales perspective, like I'm sending out that like case study from a person who took the course in the past, and the hope is that someone out in the audience will relate to that person and their achievements. So there are going to be other case studies that I send out to hopefully appeal to certain groups of people in the audience. So just from a marketing and sales perspective, like that's why I'm sending out case studies, because I want number one, people to see results, but I also want to help people relate. So I'm presenting like different kinds of people in their story and what they achieve through the course. So that's why I'm doing that portion. Other just day-to-day stuff, like this is sort of a lull period. There's some people day 1 who are very excited and they buy the course. People, tend to make decisions when the deadline is looming. They know, oh, I need to do something. So the last day or so, usually some, additional sales will come in. I have heard people say 50% of the sales come in the last 24 hours. Not really the case for me, but there does seem to be a bit of a spike towards the end. Now, in this middle period, Tuesday, Wednesday, the excitement has settled down and it's just a little bit slower. So that's expected. It's very stressful. Like the first few launches that I went through is kind of like, oh no, did I do something wrong? Is the page down? What's the issue here? But in this case, I realized that it's just a calm period. Now, some of the activities that I'm doing, I made notes earlier. I see that, just in general, people are sending in email questions. They ask, certain specifics for their situation, and they just want an answer for that. So that's totally cool. I'm monitoring email more closely than normal because, that's important just to get the answer to them quickly. And if they're gonna invest in the course, they wanna know that I'm prompt in answering the email. So that is important. Additionally, I still have that Ahrefs chat app running, and I will probably monitor the chat room a little bit, but people can still ask their questions and it'll send an email to me, which is a little bit easier for me to, work with. It turns out, 50% of the questions so far from Ahrefs have been, someone who just hops over on the page and they say, hey, can you teach me how to make money online? Or I'm really interested I'm actually just deleting those, to be honest with you, because if it's a person that's not reading the material on the sales page or even skimming it, they're not going to buy it. And if they did, they probably are going to ask for a refund and not be a good customer. So if people aren't asking good questions, I'm not even acknowledging the question. So that is a new thing for me. But from my perspective, actually, I'll tell you, I read this book called Deep Work by Cal Newport. It's very awesome. It's a good book. One section, Cal writes that he doesn't respond to every email, and it is the job of the person who sends the email to give a compelling reason, like make the person, like make Cal, like want to respond back. So like if a person is not compelling enough for me to like reply back, I don't feel bad about it anymore. There's so many people that send emails that I have to draw the line somewhere, and you know, if someone's not gonna put in the effort to communicate with me, then I'm not gonna reply back. So that's kind of the situation there. One change that I made to like the sales page, there was a bit of phrasing in there about like 60-day email support. And I think I, picked that up from other courses that, I've taken in the past. And I offer like 6-month like email support with the course within reason, right? People need to ask good questions. They need to ask specific questions, and they need to, be respectful of my time and not send, 10 emails in a day or something. A reasonable amount, like 1 email a day is better. And most people do respect my time. I mean, I'm answering like 90% of the emails, aside from, some of the stock, like super common questions where my friend Mike, he sends some emails back for, questions that are in our database of like, it's a Q&A repository. So if someone asks a super common question, there's the answer that we formulated, and we can just put that in there. So the point is, there was a note in the benefits of the course that said 60-day email support, priority email support, and people, more than one person asked that question, and I wasn't 100% happy with the phrasing anyway, but I went in and changed it to just 6-month email support. Like straight up, that's what it is, and that's how I deal with it anyway. Just in general, like any student that enrolls, like I want them to be successful, of course. So if they have like good questions, they're putting in good effort, and they have questions, I'm gonna answer the question, right? Like it helps me to help a student be successful. So that is one change that I made, and it was through, feedback from people asking like good questions. Specifically, people were saying, hey, what does 60-day priority email support mean? Does it mean like after 60 days, you still answer the question, but it's lower priority? And I just don't want to have that like high priority, low priority. Like I'd be happier to, hire someone to work, 20 hours a week to answer emails in a very thorough way and provide like super support. Like that is like a key thing you get with a premium course like this. So, okay, I think that's about it for like day 2. We're just hanging out and like answering questions, hoping everything's gonna go smoothly. I have a couple meetings set up, for the day with some students later on, and just, in general, normal activities with a little bit less like scheduled like interviews and stuff like that, just because if anything goes wrong, or if people have a lot of questions, I just want to be able to respond back to email really quick and not get stressed out. So, well, thanks for watching again. If you're interested in these sort of like behind the scenes of the launch kind of videos, let me know. Just comment below and say, hey, love to see behind the scenes stuff. If it's like the first time that you're on the channel, this is a weird video to find just randomly. So, check out some of the others. If you like what you see, please subscribe. I'm Doug Cunnington from Niche Site Project, and I write a lot about internet marketing, Amazon affiliate sites, and productivity. So appreciate you watching. Thanks.